All right. Hey, everybody. This is Tim Hinton, the Beast of the Marching Arts, and I am here with the wonderful Wayne Markworth. Wayne, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Hi, everybody.
Hey, so everybody, thanks for watching this. So we are talking about the Dynamic Marching Band. Of course, this is the wonderful book that Wayne Markworth has created, Marching Methods book that's been around for a long time. There's an e-version of it now that you can buy and get access to at marchingartseducation.com. And then, of course, Wayne, we also created a virtual version of the course, an online course that anybody can take that's available at Marching Arts Education. So little did we know when we created that virtual online course that we were like, well, let's make a course for people that don't have access to the course. But little did we know that there would come a day very shortly after that where like everybody needs an online course.
Right. Yes. I'm glad we didn't know it.
Right. But the nice thing is it's available. So if you are someone that doesn't have access to a marching methods course, Wayne's version of that, which we created, is available right now for you to sign up for and take at your own time and your own pace, wherever you are. Or Wayne, I'm assuming there are schools out there that might be using this virtual version of the course or could use it with their students right now.
Right. Absolutely. Because it is a course. And we'll talk a little bit about university marching band methods courses. I'm about ready to start that. So I have some new perspectives on that.
Well, let's talk about that. Well, first off, let's talk about the book. So the ebook that you created a few years ago is now available. It's interesting, at the beginning of each college semester, we always get lots and lots of sales of that as college students sign on and are using that with their course. There's a lot of different colleges using the book.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I would like to say is I wrote the book originally in 2008. That's when it came out as a hard copy book. And then 2018, 2 years ago, I updated it. There was lots of stuff that had changed in 10 years in the marching band world, and we turned it into an ebook, which is just a great resource because you have all the links that are hyperlinks. You can go straight to all those resources. But so I would suggest if there are any marching band methods teachers, professors out there listening, and you're still using the original hard copy book, you can get a perusal copy from us and hopefully change over in your class to that because the hard copy is no longer available for students.
Well, the other thing I like that you're doing is if somebody owns the hard copy book, they can get an upgrade at a discounted price to the ebook. And the ebook is definitely a great, like you said, there's lots of links to other resources through the book that you can just go directly to. It's really wonderful. And so if somebody wants to do that, just go to marchingartseducation.com, click on the menu on the Dynamic Marching Band, and then you'll see a place there where if you're a professor, you can request a perusal copy. There's also a professor package that professors use with the book in their course if they're teaching. Is that right?
Right. We added that as an add-on to the book, where just lots more resources, sample tests, quizzes, exams, downloads, and all kinds of stuff like that. So that's a little extra something that some of the professors probably wouldn't save them a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like it'll save me a lot of time. And I think that's a great idea. By the way, if you're watching live, thank you for watching. You can type in any questions you have for Wayne about the book or anything you might want to know or comments, or put those in the comments right now, wherever you're watching this. So Wayne, of course, then we created the virtual online version of the Marching Methods course, which you were very nice. You recorded yourself as if you were teaching your class. And then there are all the resources and things that are a part of that as well. You can find that at marchingartseducation.com as well. I've already been talking to some professors who are out there in the college world right now in this new virtual world who are planning to use this with their students, because they can teach their class, but also give the assignments to their students to watch the information that you're sharing as part of the course.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's with all the students doing distance learning, and all the courses that have shifted, or colleges that have shifted over to that, it's a great resource for those kinds of people.
Right. So you're teaching the course this fall at Wright State like you normally do. Is that right?
Yes. Well, not like I normally do. So this is going to be the 16th year I have taught marching band methods at Wright State University here in Dayton, Ohio. And so I've been planning, but since things are so different, I've also been involved with a bunch of online training, and I'm going to go in for a session on Wednesday. So the way we are set up, and I know a lot of other schools are like this too, is we will be having the class in person. However, the students have the opportunity or the choice to take it as a remote learning class. So that creates all kinds of interesting setups to make that happen. And the way we are doing it is the class will actually be live streamed to those students. So there'll be a camera at the back of the class, there'll be microphones above me at the ceiling, and I can pretty much teach the class as I've always done it. I use a lot of PowerPoints or keynote presentations on the projector on the screen up front, but I also have a computer where I will be able to see and check in on all the students who are at home taking the course. So it's pretty much people using the terms, in-person class or face-to-face class, distance learning, or remote learning, a hybrid, which is kind of a combo of two. So that brings up all kinds of other questions, like how do you keep the students engaged? So many people have been on Zoom these days, and sometimes, you look at the Zoom people you're talking to in a group and you see somebody hasn't moved for a long time and they've changed it to a still photograph. Well, that's not going to work for an engaged student. So how do you keep them engaged? I'll be able to ask them questions. They can respond. Some of the other things I've been looking at is taking my whole syllabus and the weekly topic assignments that I do and say, well, how am I going to change the assignments? Because we're not going to do any physical paperwork handout or them handing it back in. So we have a nice website portal for the class so they can just insert all that stuff as a PDF file. I can grade it online, and it goes on into an automatic grade book, and so that's nice. The important part, as I mentioned in the book about a marching band methods class, a really important part is doing observations of live marching bands. And as we all know, that may or may not be happening in your area. And I try to follow as many band director friends across the country as I can. And I know it's the whole spectrum. It's some schools, band programs have totally shut down marching band for the season, and they won't be doing anything. So, if that's what's happening in your area, you're not going to be able to do marching band observations. And I always required a rehearsal observation, a competition observation, and a Friday night football game observation. Well, the football thing is totally up in the air. Are bands going to be there? Is it just going to be a pep band in the stands, or what? So I'm having to come up with some video observations or some substitute. I know one of the things I'm going to do is, as far as the rehearsal goes, is direct them to the marching roundtable discussions on rehearsals and rehearsal techniques. So it's not the same as seeing a rehearsal, but it's a pretty good substitute. We do about 4 classes on drill writing, and we're fortunate enough to have a drill writing program in our music computer lab. Right now, they say we have access to that, but maybe not, so that might turn into a remote thing. I do 1 class of color guard hands-on during the color guard chapter, where the class becomes the color guard, and I bring in 10 or 16 flags and poles, whatever, 1 for each student in the class, and we set up outside the music building and learn basics in a block. Well, I'm going to be able to do that, but students in our area, you cannot be sharing equipment. You cannot be doing what I used to do in the past, where I'd back up the end of my SUV and open up the back, and there's 16 flagpoles. So they're all going to have to get their own somehow and not share it. So those things we never thought about before. And just brainstorming all these ideas. One thing I am working on and will develop over the first 3-4 weeks of the class is going to be resources, papers, samples of marching band in 2020, marching band in a COVID year. And as I've said to the people, that band directors that are sending me how they're handling things, So I hope I never have to ever use this again. 1 year and 1 year only. But as I get that into a packet, we'll make that available on the Marching Arts Education website for anybody to see and share. And again, it's going to cover the whole spectrum from no marching band, this is what we're doing, to several of the bigger bands in our area are still functioning. It's a much less of a schedule. They're doing all the correct things on safety and following the guidelines. They're wearing masks when they're not playing. They're marching in a 4x4 block, just like the good old days when I wrote drill. And they're having a different, but they're making it a good experience. So trying to get information from actors. Well, how are you making it a good experience, something special, if not normal, for the kids?
Yeah. So everybody, I'm talking to Wayne Markworth about his book, The Dynamic Marching Band, and of course the online version of that book, which is a marching methods course that anybody can sign up for. And now we're happy to have that, especially for college students or anybody who can't actually get to, or it's a supplement to the regular coursework they might be taking. So Wayne, I'm really glad we did that. And thank you for saying that you're going to be putting together some of those COVID resources for how bands are handling things, and lots of ideas and suggestions and information. So definitely we'll let everybody know when that is available. The best way to always find out about that kind of stuff is to sign up for our newsletter at marchingartseducation.com, because then you would get a newsletter each Monday that tells you what the podcasts and webinars are that week. And it would also include, hey, Wayne's information about marching band COVID helpful stuff is going to be available. So that would be my suggestion there. So Wayne, it sounds like you're being really innovative, and I think a lot of people are having to be really innovative about what this means in this year, how you're taking. I love that you're sort of shifting even how you get assignments in and out, not using papers and stuff. It sort of feels like we're going to where we've been headed. We just had to get there a little faster.
Well, that is true. And I mean, all these things aren't brand new to me, like doing assignments, but I kind of did it the old way in the past, but so maybe it'll make us more efficient. Maybe there's something good to come from this.
Well, I think that's definitely true. I mean, I think a lot of people are finding things that they're doing virtually with their students during the summer, recruiting things that they're doing online virtually and stuff that I think people are going to keep doing because it's just another way to engage students. So, I'm really glad that everybody is working so hard and doing such a great, diligent job out there of keeping their students engaged and figuring out how to keep them safe and keep them involved and still doing band.
Yeah, and I must say that last Friday night, I went to kind of the end, the local high school band. I went to their Friday night virtual show for the parents, just showing what they've done. They did learn their pregame and all the school songs and patriotic songs. Don't know if they'll get to use it or not at a game, really. But and they're doing a show, sort of easy drills, spaced way out, but some fun, challenging, hard music. And they're kind of doing a history of the band over the years, and they're going to keep adding little segments as the season progresses. And, well, here's what we did in 2005, and this was a great song. Here's what we did in going all the way back to 92. And so the point being, it was really exciting to see kids making music and being in band, even though it's not quite normal. And you can tell the kids are so happy and excited to be there. And I hear that and see it on Facebook all the time. And so bravo to you band directors that are out there and staff members. I honestly don't know how you do it and how you've done it all summer with all the uncertainty. So thank you.
Yeah, no, I know it's amazing and inspiring what everybody's doing to keep those students involved. And what I really love, we've had some conversations. I hope you guys will check out the website at Marching Arts Education and also the Marching Roundtable. We've had some conversations about, hey, you can come out of this fall with your students better and your program stronger. It's not like we have to sit or go backwards. It's totally possible to figure out ways to make your students better, keep them engaged, have your program and your students grow during this time. And I love that. It's very inspiring to me. And there's lots of conversations about that available if you go to our website and sort of look for those different features. There's a podcast I did about we can best get through this together that I love, because I feel like we need to keep our designers and our instructors and our team together. Let's figure out new ways to work and engage and use everybody's talents, rather than just telling people, sorry, we're not using you this year. Like, I don't think that's the way to go. I think we should keep our support for each other. You know, what's also interesting, Wayne, is I had a conversation recently. I hadn't even really thought about this, but a lot of people are saying, oh, you know, I'm not going to buy flags. I'm not going to get any kind of uniforms. Or I'm going to really cut back. But we need to also think about those businesses that are tailor-made to our activity. They're going to have a hard time surviving. So you might cut back on that color guard uniform, but maybe you order something inexpensive that still gives your students something cool to wear that's unique to them. But also, let's think about those businesses that are really, really struggling to survive. I want those uniform companies and flag companies and shoe companies, and I want all of these people around.
And the arrangers and drill designers. And
including absolutely music arrangers. I'm telling my clients, listen, I'll do anything. I can bring lots of value to your program. You know, I'll write you a concert tune for your holiday concert. You know, like, I can do anything to try to still stay involved and engage with your program and earn, you know, the money that we've already talked about. I do that for my livelihood and for my business. And it's a way that we can sort of support each other. And I love that you're doing that too, with the book and the course and everything else that you're out there doing.
Yeah, and the other thing, if I can just for a second put on my other hat as WGI WINS director, with a lot of programs being marching band programs being shut down in the fall, or the competition aspect of it being gone, a lot of directors are looking to do WGI WINS or the local WINS circuit in the spring to, number one, give their students an opportunity to perform in that competitive environment, the ones that like that, or might become just virtual, but have that opportunity, especially for the seniors. You know, I feel so sorry for the seniors that have loved the competitive marching band that they love so dearly, and it makes your kids play better, make your bands play better in the long run.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I actually got a call, I don't know, a couple days ago from one of the directors. I wrote a special fall show for his band. I do that for a lot of groups. You know, I tailor-made an arrangement specifically for his group. And he asked me, he said, our fall has been shut down. I think we're going to do this in the winter. Can I play that show with my students in the winter? And I was like, of course. Like, it's tailor-made. And I even asked him, well, do you want to save the show for next year? Because some people are doing that. Yep. But he said, no, this was so tailor-made for these specific students. And I have a bunch of seniors that are going to graduate, and it was written for them. He says, I really want them to have the opportunity. So I think, Wayne, that is a conversation that's happening. And listen, everybody, I'll say this. I want us to have our winter season. So wear your masks, everybody. It really seems to help. Okay, here's my Beast of the Marching Arts mask I'm going to put on. Have you seen this, Wayne? I can't even get this on. What do you think?
That's good. That's real good. It's you.
So anyway, you can order this, by the way, if you want one. But my point is, everybody, wear your masks, because we all want to have a winter season. And I love that you mentioned that, Wayne, because it is a way, you know, in this year to give people a competitive or a marching, experience if they're not going to get one this fall or not get the usual one this fall.
Right. And it wouldn't have to be the full band either. You know, it could just be the ones that want to do that. And I'll bet a lot of the seniors would be the ones that want to do it.
So everybody, we're talking to Wayne about the Dynamic Marching Band. Of course, the ebook is available at marchingartseducation.com. Just go to that main menu and you will find it right there. And then, of course, there's an online version of the Marching Methods course, the Dynamic Marching Band online Marching Methods course. Wayne, I think that it's going to be helping a lot of people. I've told band directors, everybody, I think they should just sign up their staff and let everybody, you know, you talk about rehearsal techniques and recruiting and working with boosters and how to, you know, all the different aspects of guard and drums and everything. And I want my drum guy to know more about guard. And I want my guard person to know more about drums or drill or winds or whatever. So I think that some people should think about doing that. Your students, maybe your staff has more time. So, you know, give them access to well, not only all the information on the Marching Arts Education website, but maybe even to this course. It could be a really good way to improve your staff during this time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Anything else you wanted to say about the Dynamic Marching Band online course or book while we're here?
Feel free to ask us questions about it anytime, or you get into the course and you want to, or you get into the book. Uh, you know, feel free to contact me through the Marching Arts Education website. Would love to get back with you.
Absolutely. So go to the Dynamic Marching Band page at marchingartseducation.com. There's a place there to contact us. If you have any questions, I can make sure and get you in touch with Wayne. Wayne, thanks again for doing all this work with me to help make this available. And I think it's going to be helping a lot of people this fall, especially in this virtual world we're in.
It's a new world. It's a new band world for sure.
It is. Thanks everybody for watching. Go to marchingartseducation.com. Check out all the resources there. And there's a webinar tonight with Scott Rush about his new beginning band method and about advice really for anybody about teaching young players. And on Wednesday, there is a webinar about microphones and microphone placement and how that impacts staging and how drill writers write their drills. I gotta tell you, Wayne, I've been writing drill like my whole life, and this is a whole new thing I have to learn. You know, that mic is going to be here. So what does that mean for how I put the students and how, like, so that's coming up on Wednesday. Lots of good information. Wayne, thanks for talking to me. Thanks again for the Dynamic Marching Band and all your hard work.
You're welcome. Thank you, Tim.
Thanks everybody for watching.